The long wait is finally over. The House passes a bill that funds most of DHS except for ICE and CBP, Customs and Border Protection. The record shutdown lasted nearly 80 days, leaving some workers without paychecks and under stress, of course. And yesterday on Capitol Hill, New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was asked if the shutdown was worth it. Here's what she said.
I think it is important to block that CBP and ICE funding without accountability. And I think that's what transpired.
Those reforms you were looking for never got enacted. Are you concerned that those reforms didn't get enacted?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course. You know, that CBP and ICE funding did not pass through, and it should continue not to pass through without those reforms.
And joining us now is DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin. This is your first interview since you got the funding. She thinks it was worth it. John Fetterman, one of your former colleagues in the Senate, he said no, posting this. The DHS employees were unpaid. That 1,000 plus TSA agents quit. I didn't realize the number was that high. Zero ICE reforms, and the nation is left safe. I would say he's probably right. How do you see it?
He's absolutely correct. John Fetterman is a common sense Democrat that I consider a friend. AOC is a socialist Democrat that wants open borders and keep all the felons running amok on our cities. The truth is, what we have now is an opportunity to actually move forward. What was taking place was tearing Homeland altogether, from the Coast Guard all the way down to ICE and everybody in between. Just TSA, we lost almost 8% of the workforce, which is almost double what our attrition rate typically is.
Yeah, so how do you replace those people?
Well,
Can
it takes 4
back?
months. Well, not really. It takes about 4 months to onboard people. Just CISA, who's over, CISA, by the way, takes care of our cybersecurity. We're down 1,100 people.
Down?
Down. So almost a third of the workforce is no longer with us. 76 days being shut down, not being able to be operational. People say, well, but they were getting paid. We had State Department paying our electricity bill. We had DOW, Secretary Hegseth was paying our gas bill for the United States Coast Guard to operate. We may be able to pay paychecks, but we couldn't do anything. We had contractors walking off the border wall. We have drone defense companies that we're subcontracting from that was walking off jobs because we have MOUs, Memorandum of Understanding, with law enforcement that's got to deliver these 11 cities that we got FIFA coming to with the World Cup that haven't been paid since February. It was absolutely absurd, and AOC wants to sit there and say it was worth it. We are tasked to protect the homeland. I don't care where AOC lives or how she votes. My job is still to protect her constituents. And she thinks it's worth it to put their lives at danger because no other agency protects the homeland. DHS protects the homeland, and she thinks it's worth it. It's sad.
So there could be long-lasting consequences from the 80-day shutdown.
There will be ripple effects for months. It'll take us roughly 6 months to get caught up just from the backlog. I'll use this for an example, too. United States Coast Guard is responsible for licensing commercial fishermen and vessels. I have 18,000 vessels right now that's behind on licensing that are setting. That means barges, tugboats, commercial and private boats that are going to be navigating our waters that are setting still. If I start right now, it'll take till the end of July to get those all licensed and back on the water. And that means there's not going to be fuel being sold, commerce is going to be slowed down, and the fishing industry is going to struggle.
And can you talk about how it affected or didn't affect the Secret Service? Obviously, they're under a lot of strain, a lot of pressure, and then you had, of course, the shooting at the dinner on Saturday night.
So the morale throughout DHS, not just United States Secret Service, but all along, when they're caught up in a fight like this, it takes a toll. Secret Service is out there every single day doing their job, and they did their job. The security perimeter worked exactly like it was supposed to work. But that's why we have layers of security built in. The first layer was breached. The gentleman never, I say the gentleman, the perp never penetrated the second one. And so the Secret Service, even though they were shut down, still performed their job and did it in a remarkable and brave way. Now, is there lessons that can be learned? Every time a